states can defy the federal government over marijuana, we can defy the federal government saving babies and not killing them anymore.
Ignore Roe and defy it! Arizona, Oklahoma, Texas, South Carolina are all happening by March. And it's the pro-life industry that has fought against all of these. The pro-choice movement had barely needed to lift a finger.
The pro-life movement has failed to build upon the solid rock. They have built their objections to abortion on sinking sand.
There's only one abolition bill in the state of Texas, and that is HB 3326 by State Representative Brian Slayton.
We filed the bill, and the head of the Church of Satan is against me, so I guess that's how you know we're on the right side of this one, huh?
Where's the pro-choice and the pro-aborts here today? Where are they? Nowhere to be found because they cannot sustain an argument against us.
So much good stuff has been said. When Texas became a state in 1845, slavery was legal in this state. And helping a slave to escape was illegal in this state. Yet, abolitionists ignored these laws, ignored these evil laws, and helped slaves escape anyways through the Underground Railroad. In 1850, a federal statute was passed requiring the northern states to return escaped slaves back to their southern masters. Yet northern states ignored that evil federal law and continued harboring escaped slaves. In 1857, the United States Supreme Court issued an opinion denying the citizenship of African Americans, both slave and free. Yet again, abolitionists and northern states ignored that opinion of the court. By the grace of God, chattel slavery has been abolished in this country and has been abolished in this state. Though many thought it never would be, by the grace of God, it was. But today, another evil needs abolishing. The evil of abortion. And like the abolitionists before us, we stand here today to demand that this state ignore the evil, unconstitutional opinion in Roe versus Wade and abolish abortion in our state now. Over the last 5 years, the cause of abolition has grown in Texas by leaps and bounds. Now, everybody's bill is an abolition bill. Everybody's calling their bill an abolition bill. Every legislator is saying, hey, my bill abolishes abortion. But they don't. But they want to tap into this energy right here. And they want to confuse you and get you to support their bills of fake abolition.
Right.
They want to tap into this, but there is only one abolition bill in the state of Texas, and that is HB 3326 by State Representative Brian Slayton. That's the only bill of abolition, true abolition here in the state of Texas. All of the others are just fakes. Don't let them confuse you. They're not abolition. Firstly, they're fakes because they merely continue the last 48 years of bowing down to Roe versus Wade. Abolition is not about doing that. Abolition is not about going to the Supreme Court begging for crumbs to regulate the outer fringes of prenatal genocide. That's not what abolition is. Abolition says Roe is unconstitutional. It's not the law of the land. We should not comply with it. We should defy it. And those bills seek to merely comply. They're not abolition. An abolition bill stands up to Roe versus Wade. Stands up and says in no uncertain terms, no, not in our state, no more. Amen. And you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You can't both at the same time stand up to Roe versus Wade and bow down to Roe versus Wade at the same time. You can't do both. And it's time to stop bowing down. No more bowing to evil. An abolitionist bill stands on the authority of the Constitution and stands on the authority of the name of God and defies Roe versus Wade. And there's only one bill in the House that does that. Roe versus Wade is no authority. Roe versus Wade is not an authority because it's not the law of the land. Roe versus Wade defies the authority of the Constitution. And where it does so, where the court ignores the Constitution, we must ignore the court. We must not comply with Roe, we must defy Roe. Only Representative Slayton's legislation, HB 3326 and HB 3641, the Roe is Unconstitutional Act, would follow the Constitution to abolish abortion. No one else's would. Secondly, these other so-called abolition bills are fakes because they dehumanize preborn children by sacrificing some to save others, or allowing some people a license to kill. That's not abolition. An abolitionist bill treats every human being from the moment of fertilization as being equally valuable because they're equally made and fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God. That's what an abolition bill does. And an abolition bill follows the Constitution by providing to every preborn person within the jurisdiction of the state of Texas the equal protection of the laws. None of those fake abolition bills do that. None of those fake bills do that. Because the abolition bill does that because if abortion is wrong for anyone, it should be wrong for everyone. And if we should be protecting any preborn children, we should be protecting all of them. And HB 3326 is the only bill that does that. And to deny preborn children the equal protection of our laws is to deny them their very humanity. Abolition bills don't do that. Again, you cannot have it both ways. You cannot stand up to Roe at the same time you bow down to Roe. You cannot both provide equal protection and deny equal protection at the same time. You have to choose. There's only one abolition bill to support. These others are fakes because they deny equal protection. So here's the question. What we're seeing from the pro-life industry is what we've seen for the last 48 years, denying equal protection and legitimizing and complying with the United States Supreme Court's decision on Roe versus Wade. Do we want more of that? No. Do we want to keep doing that? No. Do we want to keep complying with Roe? No. Do we want to keep denying equal protection to children? No. No. How long will we say a fetus is a person, but then we fail to treat them like a person? That's what the pro-life movement has done. They said a fetus is a person, but then they fail to act consistent with that. The pro-life movement has said Roe is unconstitutional, but there's no bill in here except the abolition bills that do that actually treat it like it's unconstitutional. We will no longer waver between two opinions. We will no longer be double-minded. We will say Roe is unconstitutional, and we'll act like it. Absolutely. We will say a fetus is a person, and we'll act like it. Yeah. And that's what a bill of abolition does. I'll tell you, I do not want another 48 years more of passing compromised bills that are merely pro-life, but only legitimize Roe, deny equal protection, and extend the prenatal Holocaust in our state. I don't want any more of that. I want abolition. Do you want abolition? Yes. Do you want abolition? Yes. Then we must demand abolition. We must not settle for less. We must demand abolition, and we must humbly pray to Almighty God for it. Because nothing is impossible for Him. We need to stop walking by sight about what's realistic, and we need to start walking by faith and doing what He's commanded, no matter how far-fetched it may seem, because nothing is impossible for Him. So we must pray.